Hey, everybody, it's me. What was. Ooh, damn, I got excited there. What the hell was that all about? Okay, well, you know what? What is it? You don't believe me? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep that counts. I'm trying to keep this glare from my trifocals, trying to look slick, trying to look nice. I try to look it nice. Manipulation using immigration. Oh man, people fall for the okey doke time and time again. I tell you, propaganda is powerful, very powerful. Social media, regular media, corporate media, independent media. Oh my goodness. When it comes to immigration, the propaganda is so incredibly fierce, and people are just eating it up, eating it up. People are just eating it up. Hmm. Yeah, but there's something there's something that I want to show you guys with regards to immigration. See if I can bring it up. So I definitely want to bring it up. Where you at? Oh, okay, here we go. It's right in here. It's right in here. It's not that one. It's not that one. By the way, I hope you guys can hear me. I can hear me. Okay. So where's the volume on this? Can I bring up the volume on this? Because I don't hear jack. I don't hear nothing. I wonder if this thing could be heard. You're heard? Is there a reason why I can't hear this? What? Why? Can you hear this? These are presented, and then maybe it can be heard on the presentation. Because this is impotent. You hear that?
Insane.
They obviously do not realize we're sleeping in the office.
In fact, when they did fund us,
Yeah.
they realized that we were illegal immigrants.
Can you
Well,
hear that?
I mean,
Yes, we were.
I'd say it's a
I
gray
can't
area.
hear it.
Yeah. We were falling off.
But, well,
Frustrating.
Actually, yeah, the wheel did actually fall off the car.
Yes, exactly.
Really
And
frustrating.
eventually kept
Okay,
us
let me just
export
pause it
us
right here.
Cars.
Let me pause that right there. I want you to hear what was said. So I'm going to have to grab one of my devices so you can hear what was said. Because it is of great importance, of great importance.
was 40 grand.
It was 40 grand to go buy cars, which was, at the time was more money than I've ever seen. Yes, exactly.
Internet was, they knew that you could make money on the internet somehow.
Can you hear that?
Some greater fool theory. So when we went and talked to venture capitalists in early 90s,
To people throwing me at the game. This is a financial crowd, so you guys see these numbers every day, but for us to hear, we'll give you $3 million.
yeah,
Or-
extremely, we thought they were crazy. Like, why would they do that?
It was literally, these people are insane.
They also do not realize we're sleeping in the office.
In fact, when they did find us, they realized that we were illegal immigrants.
Well, I'm sure. I'd say it's a gray area.
Did you hear what he said? That was Kimball Musk, Elon Musk's younger brother. He was talking about some investors that discovered that they were illegal aliens. Musk got nervous real quick. Illegal immigrants. You know, when the subject of undocumented immigrants come up, people don't ever bring this up. Why not? Why not? Why don't they bring these guys up? Kimball is admitting right there that they were undocumented immigrants. In a recorded interview, he just finished saying that they were undocumented immigrants. Now, again, with the propaganda is fierce about immigration. And now with the elections, immigration is front and center, and the narrative that's being pushed out there is so distracting that it's unbelievable to me how distracting it is. There's the finger pointing. No, it was the Dems. No, it was the Republicans. No, this guy killed the deal. No, this one opened the gates. And everybody keeps repeating these narratives. Everybody's repeating these narratives. And there's this one small group, real quiet. Real quiet. This small group, most of that small group wants a particular candidate to win this presidency. This candidate is the most effective at convincing everybody that he's against immigration when the opposite is actually true. But once he's in, there are plenty black men thinking that this is their solution. People are so distracted. They can't see the forest for the trees. Completely distracted. Everybody in social media, everybody in every form of media that I know of, they're all going like this. Over there. Look over there. Right there. Yeah, but I got a question. No, over there. Everybody's looking over there. But the real deal is over here. This is the real deal. But everybody's screaming about over there. And they're repeating everything they hear about over there. Oh, look, he's right. Look at that. Black men and women, not all of them, but there's a percentage of black men and women that are making the same mistakes with the issue of immigration that they made with Obama when he became president. The expectations are unrealistic. Unrealistic. When Obama became president, the black community thought, or I heard many within the black community talking about how this is Moses and he's delivering us from the Egyptians. That was an unrealistic expectation. It would be the equivalent of you taking a dolphin and sticking them in an aquarium where there's nothing but sharks. Really? If that dolphin is going to survive, it better do a good job of acting like a shark. It better do a good job of that. Because if not, dinner is served. So no, the expectations from the black community with regards to Obama when he became president were absolutely unrealistic. And the same is true with immigration. People's idea of immigration or their expectations from either candidate, it don't matter which candidate you pick, is unrealistic. Shall I break down why? What I'm about to say might be something that doesn't come up in conversation, especially within our community. It doesn't come up in conversation. It's not a pleasant reality. And I dare say that most people do not see this reality. Maybe because they're distracted. But as you heard there, and I'll get to it, Elon and his brother, they're immigrants. They were undocumented immigrants for a while. For a hot minute, they were here undocumented. Said so by Elon's younger brother, Kimball. Huh? How good is that? Now I'm curious. Now that Kimball came out and admitted that, now that Kimball came out and admitted that, I'm wondering if their neighbors hid their pets, right? Because they're undocumented immigrants. They were eating the dog. They were eating the cat. What's another word for cat? They were eating the cat. So here's a little something that I don't hear in conversation. In fact, I don't even hear it in conversation. Maybe I have had that conversation in the past at some point in time. I don't know, with family and friends that are either teach economics or are economists for some bank or something. I don't recall. The conversation might have come up so long ago, I can't even remember if I had the conversation at all. But bottom line is this, because I sure as hell am remembering right now because of all this talk about immigration. Immigration is such a big issue for this presidential election. So let me tell you this. Well, let me frame it this way. Let me put a frame on it. What is one cost of operation for corporations? What is one of the biggest costs associated for operating a business? What is it? A midget? No. Labor costs. Labor costs. Now the professor is tired of bringing it up about how you need to prepare yourself because of what's coming. And that has an association with labor. But let me tell you, labor costs. Do corporations want to reduce labor costs? Well, what do you think? Why do you think American corporations are established here on paper, but are manufacturing in other parts of the world? Why? Labor costs. It is much cheaper to have things manufactured outside of the United States, much cheaper. Some of my peoples from my group in Facebook, they purchase a lot of things from other countries because it's so cheap. Why do people go to Walmart to shop, Kmart to shop, Dollar General or whatever? A lot of the stuff that they get from those stores come from other countries because they manufactured in other countries because of labor costs. Labor costs. So a company that's here in the United States, operating here in the United States, do you think that they're any different? Do you think that they would not like to find ways to reduce their operating costs? You don't think so? Really? You don't think that? Politicians had to make it a law to increase the minimum amount that an employee has to get paid. A law had to be passed. Whoa. Did you hear that clicking? Ignore that. A law had to be passed. Laws had to be passed to avoid the use of minors in manufacturing plants under dangerous conditions. Laws had to be passed. What does that mean? Well, you can't leave it up to the corporations. They're not just going to voluntarily improve an employee's condition, not voluntarily. Are there desperate people in other parts of the world? Desperate because of their economic situation? Desperate. Of course there are. Tons of desperate people. There are people coming into this country from all over the world because the economies from where they're at are in terrible shape. Their living conditions are far below even our most poorest here. Far below that. There are people in other parts of the world that might have gotten a piece of bread and some coffee or something else. Might have gotten that for today and don't know what they're going to get tomorrow. And they ain't got no soup kitchens where they're at. And they ain't got no public assistance where they're at. So if they find the opportunity to get up and leave to improve their situation, what do you think they're going to do? What would you do? I know. I'm pretty sure that nobody who's subscribed to this channel is living under those circumstances. I was 19 when I met my younger brother for the first time. You ever seen a favela in Brazil? You ever seen what that looks like? A shanty town? You ever seen what that looks like? That's where my younger brother lived. You had to go down an alleyway into a whole different world. In the middle of the block, there's a bunch of little living quarters, and it's a maze. And if you're not from there, not only can you not go in there, but if you're not from there, you can't even be on the main street. And it's crazy because back in the late 60s, I actually lived on that street, but it wasn't that devastated and that poor at the time. So for dinner, there were people that had this small roll with a piece of salami, right? The salami, the wheel, you cut that one wheel on your bread, or a piece of cheese on that bread with a drink we call mabi. The Jamaicans call it mabi. Okay? That was dinner. What was for breakfast? Black coffee. You might be lucky and find some sugar. That was breakfast. And you had no guarantee that the next night for dinner you were going to have that roll with the cheese or the salami. You might have one, the other, maybe not both. Maybe. And there are people that live even worse than that. So what do you think? If the opportunity came up to exit that type of situation and go for something better, would you do it? Now, that's exactly the type of desperation that corporations, owners of corporations, absolutely love. They love that. Somebody born and raised here, what are their expectations for pay? Somebody born under the conditions that I explained to you that my younger brother was living under, what are their expectations for pay? Oh, that's not fair. Well, guess what? Who hires these people? Oh, they're taking jobs. Nobody takes a job. You're repeating propaganda nonsense. Nobody takes a job. I got a black job. Right now, I'm in an area where there are tons of immigrants. None of them are taking my job. I'm not driving around scared along the Texas border, along the New Mexico border, the Arizona border, the California border. I don't drive around scared thinking that some immigrant is going to call my company and say, "Yeah, hey, I'm the driver now." No. There's a hiring process. A hiring process. It is the owners, American owners of these companies that hire through their hiring process the people that they want to hire. So if immigrants are getting jobs, they're getting it through American owners of companies. I don't hear people talking about that. I hear people blaming politician this, politician that. Politicians serve their biggest donors, which are heads of corporations. They're the puppets. And the puppeteers are the same people that have those hiring processes. Processes? What's the correct pronunciation? But I don't hear anybody calling them out. I don't hear anybody calling them out. Don't be distracted. Don't be fooled. Remember, when you go out and purchase, you're transferring your power and it's being funneled in and making these owners of corporations more powerful. That's how they buy these puppets called politicians. So through your money, you are making these people more powerful. And they're the ones that are benefiting from the immigration. Your power transferred over to these people of power that have their puppets pushing propaganda to confuse you and keep you finger pointing and not making a stance with your power, right? Because you're not making a stance with your power. You keep on spending like you normally do. You're not even thinking about where your power is going. That's not part of the thought process. And that's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect for corporate heads, corporate leaders. That's perfect. Anyways, stay fresh. Keep it profitable. Much love to all y'alls.